as well. And now we're getting very excited because obviously Reyna seems fitter, of course. Scally to talk about as well. PFOC as well. Ricardo Pepi as well. I know Heath Pierce will have a lot to say about that one. So tell me, guys, Americans in Germany, what are you looking for? What are you excited about? HP, let's start with you.
Oh, man. I mean, Joe Scally, I worry about time because Stefan Lehner, if he plays all the time. But Joe Scally has that versatility. He can play in a number of positions. I think he'll continue to get matches as a young player and develop. I don't think that bodes well in terms of his chances for the World Cup and that consistency. If he doesn't get that run of games, it might be a little bit too late, and he'll be looking towards 2026 to get minutes. Ricardo Pepi, as I mentioned before, when I had the Gregorich transfer news wrong and then corrected, now finds a little bit more position on the field. Gregorich has a little bit of a withdrawn striker midfielder, but if they play with two strikers like they did a lot last year, that could give Ricardo Pepi, and that's just going to be about confidence and form. He had nice in the cup, had a nice little through ball that set up one of their goals. Again, one of those ones that was on the easier side, a comfortable win for them, but I need him to really, really round into form. And then PFOC, that's for me, outside of the obvious Reyna storyline is how functional can he be in the Bundesliga to score? Obviously scored also in the cup, a fantastic goal, but how functional can he be in terms of a versatility player that translates to the national team? He obviously makes a big transfer, scored consistently, and every time there was a hater, continued to score all last season. If he can translate that to Union Berlin this year, I think there is a case for him to at least be on the plane to Qatar, knowing that there's 26 players. And then from there, who knows? Even though, Gregg Berhalter doesn't seem to like anyone but Ferreira right now. And then his obvious love for Pepi, you can make yourself indispensable with your performances in this first half of the season. And I think he's primed and put into a great spot considering the amount of money that they paid for him, the time that he spent in the team in preseason. There seems to be a trust in what he is going to have to do. Now he's going to have to prove that transfer right.
Heath, can you just clear something up for me? Is it PFOC or Siebatcheu? Because in Germany they're saying
apparently he's Siebatcheu again. Yeah, it's Siebatcheu again.
So he's back to Siebatcheu now then.
He's Siebatcheu in Germany. Yeah.
He announced himself on Union Berlin's Twitter as Jordan Siebatcheu, and I thought wait a minute, didn't we go through this whole
apologies then? Siebatcheu,
he's on the run from someone. He's on the run. Yeah, he's on. That's some Shakira tax evasion, just changing his name.
Hey, was he playing in Switzerland or where was he? He wasn't
paying any
tax. Exactly. Now that explains it. Ian, what do you have? Americans in Germany. What are your storylines? Because it's a World Cup year as well, so it's very important to start well.
Yeah, massive year. I mean, health is going to be of importance for all of these players. Reyna in particular, if he's healthy, he's one of the best players at Borussia Dortmund, which tells me that he's one of the best players that the US national team has. Yeah. So if he's healthy, he can be a real impact in the World Cup. And he can be a tremendous impact for Borussia Dortmund and how successful they can be. I heard rumors about Gio. Obviously, Dortmund are frustrated with his injuries. I heard rumors potentially of him being shopped around a little bit. I don't believe the rumors. I think they love the kid. I think they're going to give him another chance. And he was very good for Edin Terzic before. I think he'll be good for Terzic again. He just needs to stay healthy.
Well, they were the one, by the way, Ian, that were saying we found the solution. They were the ones saying, we found the problem and we fixed the problem. Then he got hurt again. That was on them. They need to take,
the one
on the chin for that one.
Yeah, but that's the pressure they put on the kid, right? I mean, rushing him back too quickly when maybe he didn't want to come back, and he's also pushing himself back because he feels the pressure from the media. I mean, it's a lot of BS, right? You're reading the German Zeitung there, and it's saying, hey, we found the hero. This is the guy who can save our football club. And all of a sudden, he's pushing himself back too quickly, and you could see the tears and agony he was going through. We don't need that anymore. He cannot afford another hamstring injury. If he has another hamstring injury, how close we are to the World Cup, it's really putting his place from being an impact at the World Cup. I think he'll be on the plane, but I think his impact at the World Cup will be determined by how healthy he is at Dortmund. Joe Scally, great, spoke to him at the weekend as well, actually. He is a player who's on the outside looking in for the national team right now. The only way to get in is to play regularly at Gladbach. Started off fantastic last year, obviously making your debut against Bayern Munich and Lewandowski in 21. And then, as you get to the end of the season, you're a bit part player. That's frustrating. But I think he can be still impactful for Gladbach. He is well liked at the club, including Adi Hütter. They like him a lot. So they see that he could be someone really important for them. But I always find that with teams like Gladbach, when things are going well, you're going to see kids like him getting a chance to play regularly. But when they're not going well, I think we've all been there. You kind of see the experienced guys getting thrown back into the 11. So that will be determined on results and performances. He's got a chance, though. I really believe that. PFOC, tough one. Union Berlin have done so well recently. I've got a feeling they're going to struggle this year, Union Berlin. And I think PFOC will be key to their success. If he scores goals, they'll be in the top half of the table fighting for Europe. Again, if he doesn't, then they're going to be in trouble. And his potential place at a World Cup is going to be at stake as well. And then Pepi, I mean, this is just a big talking point, right? The guy failed already, but he's such a young kid and such a talented youngster. He is key to them staying up this year because I've got Augsburg flirting with relegation. So it's up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the very beginning of this Bundesliga season is going to be very important for all players, but specifically, obviously, USMNT faithfuls, including, of course, Reyna, who's my tip. When he's fit, oh, man, he's just so electric. All right, let's wrap this up. It's been a tremendous episode. And, of course, we knew it was going to be so good. All right, we've talked about predictions a little bit regarding the top 4 and stuff, but let's just go into the winner. Perhaps, I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? It's Bayern Munich, right, Ian Polger? I mean, we don't have to do an essay about this. It's Bayern Munich.
Yeah, no other comment. Bayern Munich.
Yeah, HP?
Had Haller been there from the start, I thought there'd be a challenger. He's not, so I'm saying Bayern Munich, clear favorite.
All right, 3 for 3 in Bayern Munich. We've talked about our top 4, by the way. Let's talk about the Golden Boot. Let's talk about top goal scorer, by the way. And by the way, obviously, as we are taping, there's some names that may be coming into the Bundesliga as well that we haven't discussed. But right now, as we're talking, HP, if I'm asking you for your top goal scorer, who's that?
Sadio Mane, again, because of Haller. I think he could have challenged for that as well. But I want it to be 30. Give me 30, Give me 30. Arrive and be a star.
They're making him a proper 9, Ian. And you said Sadio Mane already, he's going to score a lot of goals. Is he your Golden Boot?
Yeah, he's definitely the favorite, but I think Christopher Nkunku could be very close this year to actually stealing that Golden Boot away. I don't think there'll be a goal scorer in the 30s this year because Lewandowski's gone and Aller's not fit. Had Aller been there, he would have been my prediction.
Yeah, no, good call. Good call on Nkunku as well. All right, let's talk about the dreaded relegation. All right, we've talked about a little bit about those teams that have come up, all right, the Werder Bremens, etc. Ian, who's getting relegated?
Bochum for me are the definites to go down. I don't fancy them. They haven't spent much money. They surprised a few teams last year. Obviously against Bayern Munich, they had a great result last year, which was terrific. But Bochum for me, just too little, too late. And as Heath pointed out earlier on, these giants that have come up into the Bundesliga this year, I just don't see Bremen and Schalke getting relegated. I just don't see it happening. I think Cologne could be a struggle this year. Many people have had them tipped to be in the top half of the table and pushing for Europe. I think they struggle this year. They're a team that are up and down over the years, and I think this year could be one for them to struggle. Mainz will struggle this year, but the other one that I'm almost certain that will go down this year is Augsburg. I just don't fancy them at all. I think they're getting things wrong on the field, spending too much money on the wrong player. Pepi, a lot of money spent on him, didn't produce immediately. I think that Augsburg are in a lot of trouble unless the American saves them.